Hello, and welcome to Cry Havoc Wargaming, dedicated to bringing you the uncommon. For those of you who haven't met me, my name is Ron, and today we're going to do an after-action report and gameplay video on Garde by Osprey Games. So let's get started. Garde is a game that came out by Osprey Games in their Blue Book line a couple years ago for playing small-scale skirmish fencing games built on the same model as Ronin. It's available to play in several different periods. Today we're going to be playing a game in the period that it seems to be mostly written about, the obvious game period to play, which is, of course, the Musketeers. But if any of you are thinking about playing the game or do play the game in other periods, I'd be interested to see what periods you play. So please include that. Tell me what periods you'd see these rules used in or do use these rules in. But today, we're going to be showing you a game, a very basic game and a how-to play video on a typical Musketeer game. So let's go to the gaming table. So here we have the table set up for today's game. We're going to be playing Skirmish, which is a pretty basic game. It's going to be two units of equally matched, or almost equally matched. One group actually has a small number of points advantage over the other. But basically we have a group of four heroes, the four Musketeers, up against a much larger body of the Cardinal Garde. The Musketeers being heroes, they're all rank 5, which is the top level of character. They're all very expensive. They cost 38 points. So to equal out a body, I had to make a little army of Cardinals, and you'll see that in a moment. We're going to try to figure this out. I've never actually played Garde, so this is my first game ever of Garde. Normally I at least have had a chance to run something before I play it on the video. I have played Ronin, basically a similar rule set. It's also not intended or meant for solo play. I've seen online some attempts that people have made to make that work. The problem really is the playing of ploys and the assigning of your attack and defense points. And you'll see more about what that means later. I'm not really that concerned about winner or loser in this particular game, however. The Cardinals Guards are coming in on the side of the table over here, and the Musketeers on the opposite side of the main road over there. Skirmish has various points for various things you achieve within the game. We've already set up for our deployment. There is a game length. Should be d6 plus 6 turns. So what I got was 8. I'm going to put this way over here, I think. The game is played by a series of phases, a turn sequence. That turn sequence, it goes priority phase, move phase, combat phase, and end phase. So the very first phase, the first turn, priority phase. During the priority phase, the player with priority is determined. Each player rolls a d6, re-rolling ties. The blue will be for the Musketeers, the green for the Garde, and we're tied. We re-roll ties. So Musketeers have priority. The player with priority will have the opportunity to choose which combats are resolved first and which models move or fire first. In any situation where there's an opportunity for more than one model to do something, the player with priority will always have the option to go first. So this goes to the move phase. Move phase includes, like you may imagine, move, any use of a missile weapon. There's only one missile weapon in the game. One of the guards is carrying a pistol. Also, reloading would be done in this turn, mounting or dismounting, hiding or resting, aiming or issuing an order, taking special actions. All that's done in the move phase. The player with priority selects a model to take an action, resolves it, and then the other player selects a model. Moves are divided between short, normal, and run. A normal move is your normal move, can be used to be moved into base-to-base contact with an enemy. A run can be used if the model does not pass within 1 inch of an enemy during any part of that movement. And a short is used when you're combining it with another action, such as dismounting. So I get to activate a model on the side of the Musketeers. Movement speed is based on either being slow, infantry, fast, or cavalry. Somebody out here is fast. Oh, D'Artagnan is fast. D'Artagnan may actually take off. That seems like something he'd do. So a normal move for D'Artagnan is 8 inches. That is a infantry move for a fast figure. He's a little impulsive, being, D'Artagnan. The next action gets to be taken by one of the Cardinal's men, Captain Armand. Captain Armand is just regular infantry move, so he can move 6 inches. 6 inches right down the road. So I guess I will move Porthos. I'll move 6 inches. Porthos is tough. All of the Musketeers, the King's Musketeers, have a number of similar traits. They are all weapons masters. They're all lucky. But a couple of them have a few things that are different. And for Porthos, for instance, he's very strong and very tough. I'm going to go ahead and move some of Armand's command. These are just basic guards. Then over here we will move Artemis, another part of Armand's command, and Athos. All of the Musketeers have moved, so now I can just move everybody on the other side. Nobody's shooting. We don't have any combat. We can go straight to end phase. I doubt we have any of that either. We would check morale. We would check for victory conditions. None of that's occurred. So we'll go ahead and go to turn 2. We roll for priority again. Same thing as last time. The blue for the Musketeers. It's tie 1-1. We'll do it again. Musketeers get 5, and the Cardinal's Guard get 1. So again, it'll be the Musketeers. Musketeers are he's gonna run into fighting. Yeah, we're gonna do a lot like what we just did, actually. Gonna continue running. Well, he's not actually running, he's walking, but maybe I should run. D'Artagnan enters the town. Armand will walk to here. Porthos is coming after D'Artagnan, worried about him. Right, we should be running. Moved all the King's Musketeers, so now I can move the others individually. And the Comte de Rochefort coming up behind. Look at that mob. So, turn 3, we still haven't encountered each other. Give maybe time to think about running. For the fast character, that would be 12 inches. If the other is 9. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and start running into fighting. Or at least spend one turn running into fighting. That's about all I can do. Maybe I won't. He's going to go to there. Because he's going to be in harm's way soon. D'Artagnan's already coming close to being in harm's way here. I think with that in mind, Armand is going to take the time to aim his pistol at D'Artagnan. Porthos is getting a little worried, and he's going to run up to there. Over here we can't run, and we can't get into combat. Gonna go over to the corner here. Artemis runs. Another soldier comes over to here, another guardsman. And Athos just refuses to run. He's just going to walk. Action will happen next turn. The guardsmen, first group of guardsmen form over here. The other group starts forming here. That is our third turn done. We go into turn 4. We roll again for priority. It's a 3 and a 2. The Musketeers get a 3. They have it again. I think he's going to get stuck in. I don't know if I can shoot into a melee. I may have lost an opportunity there. He's going to close with this guy here. They're going to fight. With that in mind, this man will move to there, putting it 2-on-1. Porthos will stop that from happening again with him. So this guy will come up and join against Porthos. Two-on-one fights going on here. Artemis cannot get into either to those fights, and neither then. Porthos can run though and try to get up there. Things are getting a little more serious looking. So real quickly, we need to check and see about that shooting. Can I shoot into a fight? We can. First thing we do is we're going to measure the range. So it's like 3.5 inches. The model that's shooting is going to roll 2d6 and add his shoot characteristic, and then add and subtract a number of things. So let's go ahead and roll that. I rolled a 7. Armand's shoot is a 2. So 7, 8, 9. There's no mod for distance. There is a -2. So it goes back down to 7. And he aimed. So that's going to bring it to 8. So the first thing we have to do is we have to check and see if there's any modifier for the weapon. He's firing a pistol. Max range is 18. There's going to be a +1 to the wound score. All right, so the aim token goes away and gets replaced with a reload token. Shooting into combat, risky. If the shot misses, it could have hit somebody else. I don't think it has missed though. So we've ended up with 8. We subtract 6, that leaves us with a 2. The resulting number is the hit score. If the hit score is 1 or more, then the hit has been scored. It is. If the hit score is 0 or negative, the attack is missed. Successful hit score becomes the basic wound score. Then we check, we have a +1 for the damage, as I recall, on the wound table, which is page 17. Let's go back and check that. So that's going to make it a 3. Light wound, -1 initiative, -1 fight, -1 shoot. All right, that's rough. D'Artagnan has been hit. D'Artagnan's hit. First blood of the game. Now we have everybody else's moves. I don't think I can actually get in anywhere. It's the nature of this fight that a bunch of these guys are blocked. So but he's not. Now we're going to have some fighting, and Rochefort is going to be part of it. We're going to start with Porthos, I think. Porthos has 5 combat pool. He decides whether or not he wants to take those as attacks or as defenses. I think what I'm going to do for the first fight is take 3 attacks and 2 defenses. He's fighting just against 2 of the regular guards. Those each have 2. So they're going to take 1 of each, both of them. Now this is the problem, obviously, with this game as a solo game. There isn't a regular random way of determining who's taking what, and you're supposed to be planning and thinking about your movements together. So after we would pick those all, we'd actually reveal what we have. So Porthos has 3 black, those are my attacks, and 2 whites. And the other 2 have 2 blacks against 2 whites. Initiative is determined. We do that by rolling a d6 for each model that we control in the combat and adding his initiative characteristic. Porthos, his initiative is 2, and I rolled a 5. That's the total is 5, I mean. The other 2 I'm going to roll for blue for the man on the right. He's got, their initiative is 0. It's 2 and 5. The man on the left is equal to Porthos. In case the draw the models involved, should see who rolls to see who goes first. Okay, so we'll roll off. Blue for the Musketeer. Musketeer goes first. We're going to make an attack with Porthos. He's going to attack the man on the left, who's going to be attacking him immediately next if he doesn't injure him. Because it's an attack, he removes an attack from his pool. We're going to put it next to him because you cannot spend more of these than you have. The importance of that is going to be more visible, for instance, in the fight over here with Roquefort and his 2 people, because there's more people in that fight. So the attacker declares whether or not he's going to make any ploys. Ploys are special moves. They work in different fashions and they give you various pluses. Actually, the defender declares whether or not he's going to make any ploys first. The attacker declares whether or not he'll make any ploys, which he's not. Attacker rolls 2d6 and adds his fight characteristic. I got 5, 6, 7, 8. Porthos's fight is 5. So that's 13. That's his attack score. The defender rolls a d6, adds his fight characteristic, any defense roll modifiers. 13, 3. The guards are a fight of 2, so he has 5. So that's a difference of 8. There's going to be a +1 to that because of the powerful blow that Porthos has, so that's 9. That is a critical wound, and that figure is dead. He's going to go ahead and try to attack. So he's going to spend 1 on his attack. We're going to do a riposte. Only the defender can do that, and it takes a defense counter. Can only do it once per turn. So he has to have the weapons master attribute to do it, and he has to be carrying a sword or a longsword. He meets those requirements. If the defense score is greater than the attack score, then the rolls will be reversed, is how that's working. Attacker rolls 2d6, and he adds his attack, which is 2, his fight, I mean. He has a 6. Porthos, he rolls 1 die for defense, and he adds his fight. That's 9. He does win. It's going to give a -2 to the wound, so he only won by 3. The wound modifier will drop that to 1. His powerful attack makes it 2. So he hits for a 2, doing a light wound. And now it falls back to him because you just keep going through this process until they've all activated. So he's going to go ahead and use his second attack. Not going to add to it. He's going to try to parry. That will end his turn, by the way. He's only got 2 actions he can take. So the attack roll, 4, 5, 6, that's 11. Because of that parry, the guard gets to roll 2d6. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He still loses by 1. That means he's going to take another 2. That's 2 light wounds equal a grievous wound. That's a -2 to his initiative, -2 fight and shoot. The Cardinal Guard can't do anything anymore, but Porthos can, and he's going to. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 against 6. Oh, wow, that's 7. He's dead. 2 guards are dead. And that's our first combat done. 2 of the guards are already dead. You can see how dangerous this game's going to be here. Now we have the fight between D'Artagnan, Roquefort, and 2 guards. The 2 guards each get 2 combat pool. They're going to do the same thing they did last time. Roquefort gets 5. He's going to do what Porthos did last time. I think I'm going to do 3 and 2 for D'Artagnan. D'Artagnan has been wounded, so he's down a little bit here. That's not going to help him much. And there's a lot coming after him here. So the first thing we have to do is we have to roll dice, and we have to add initiative. So D'Artagnan gets an 8. Roquefort gets an 8. The guards, we have to roll off between the 2 bosses. Okay, it's going to go Roquefort first. Roquefort first, then D'Artagnan, then each of the guards. Roquefort's going to attack first. Attacking D'Artagnan. D'Artagnan is going to go ahead and try to parry that. No, not parry, riposte. He won't have the advantage of that +1 though. Also, he's suffering a wound. His light wound gives him a -1, so that wasn't tied anyway. He had a -1 to his initiative, he has a -1 to his fight. We're going to try to do the riposte nonetheless. We roll 2d6 for the attack. Wow, we rolled a 2 +5. That's only 7. 7, 5, 6. It is tied. That was a failure. Turn falls to D'Artagnan. D'Artagnan's going to swing back at Roquefort. Roquefort's going to spend a defense. He's going to try to do a riposte. D'Artagnan rolls 2d6. Only rolled a 4. That's going to bring a 9. He's got a 9. Roquefort rolls a 1, so he's only got a 6. Post doesn't work. It's a difference of 3. There's no modifiers to this, so that's a light wound. Roquefort has been stabbed. Now the first guard is going to attack D'Artagnan. D'Artagnan is going to go ahead and try to do a riposte. The guard swings for 5. That's a 7. D'Artagnan gets a 9. Actually, that would be an 8. So it's only beats him by 1. Stunned. He is stunned. All right, he is stunned. Now it's going to go to the other guard. D'Artagnan has spent his points. That's a 7 against. D'Artagnan is stunned. That is not good. D'Artagnan's in trouble here. Stunning gives you a -1 to your initiative, a -1 to your shoot. Oh, this is where it's going to hurt, is he doesn't have any more defense. Should have saved those. That was a mistake. Roquefort's going to roll. 6. He is down now, so that's 10. To 8. So that's 2 points. That's another light wound, which means D'Artagnan is now grievously wounded. Grievously wounded is going to put him at a -2 to his fight. That's going to matter right now. He's going to fight, do an attack again on Roquefort. Roquefort's going to go ahead and try to do the riposte. That's 9 for D'Artagnan and 6. So 3, that's a light wound. So now Roquefort is grievously damaged. This has been a rough fight. I'm going to pass with the stun guard. I think, no, might as well attack. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He gets 11 to 6. That's 5. I think he just killed D'Artagnan. D'Artagnan is down. That's rough. That ends the main phase of the turn. We go into the end phase. If you lose 25% of the starting strength of a warband suffered a critical wound in the previous turn, for example, a warband started the game with 10 models, loses 3 to critical wounds in any one turn, it must test the following turn. So the Cardinals men, who I thought would have to test, do not. But I've lost a quarter of the Musketeers. So we will roll for them. You do this by rolling a 2d6 and adding the 2 dice together with applicable modifiers. The Musketeers are actually all fearless and they don't suffer morale rolls anyway. We're going to go to turn 5. And we roll for priority. This time it goes to the Cardinals' men. That's not exactly good. Roquefort's going to slip out of here with his grievous wound. He's probably affected speed-wise. I'm not sure by how much. I think he's going to pull back because he's in bad shape. So I'm going to close here. Then they get to act. He reloads, and we close here. He's going to close here. And now they can all just move. So he's going to come at here. That'll be one-on-one, one-on-one. Two-on-one. I don't think they can actually get in. So now we have some fighting going on. We're going to do Artemis's fight first. That's the one next to the building, right there. So we have Artemis and two nobodies. I'm going to go ahead and give Artemis 4 blacks and 1 white. That may be risky. They are going to get 2 blacks and 2 whites each. We have to roll for their priorities. Artemis is going to be a 4, and each of them, we have a 5 and a 1. 5 and a 1. It's going to go this guy, him, and then the guy that's stunned. Cardinals guy goes first. I'm going to go ahead and try to do a repost. Why not? Attacks. He gets an 8. Artemis gets a 9. So he wins, hits back. It's a repost, so it's a -2, so it doesn't actually do any damage. It wasn't high enough roll. Oh well, he tried. Now it is his turn. I'm going to go ahead and attack that same fellow. He's going to go ahead and use his defense. That'll make him done, though. He's going to try to parry. Wow, parry that. I rolled an 11. I've got a +5 to that. So that's 16. 16 to the parry of 11. 5 get through. Should put that marker down there. That's going to be a hit of 5 by Artemis, which is a grievous wound. So he's at a grievous wound. And now it's the last guy who is stunned. That means he's -1 initiative and -1 shoot. He's not doing either of those things. He is going to attack. So he's going to use his attack. I'm not going to do anything special against that because I can't. He's down 1. He's rolled a 7. He gets 8. 8 against 9. That's why I didn't need to do anything. That was the mistake I made with D'Artagnan, is I should have saved all my defenses for Rochefort, who was the equal of D'Artagnan, instead of using them on the weaker guy. It is now the weak guy's chance, but he's used, you see, he's got 2 things there. That means he's used both of his combat points. He can't use another combat point. They only 2 combat points either. So he is done for this turn. So it's going to fall to Artemis. Artemis is going to swing at that guy. That guy can't defend now either, because he's used his only point. Or he can defend, but he can't do any. He can't deploy. 5, 6. Okay, that's 7. That's a hit for 12 with a parry. He rolls a 3. He's got only a +1 because of the... No, he's got plus nothing. So that is a critical wound. That is another character dead. They are suffering. The other guard there, stunned. They both attacked. All he can do is defend. So he's going to pass. That's going to give an attack. Going to be swung at. He's going to use his final white to try to parry that. That's a 14. 14 for Artemis against... That's another dead guy. He rolled a 1. That's bad. They're in trouble. And that was only the first fight. So we're now going to turn to the other fight. Well, these are actually 2 separate fights, and they're equal numbers. Well, they're equal numbers. They're not equal fights. This first fight is Athos. I'm going to do 4 attacks and 1 defend against 1 attack and 1 defend. We have to roll for initiatives first. I rolled a 3 for Athos, who's got a +2 initiative, so that's 5. To the guardsman, who rolled a 2 and has nothing. So it's going to be Athos and then the guardsman. The guardsman is going to go ahead and use a ploy to try to parry. So it's not going to do any good. I just rolled 14. 14 for Athos's attack against 9 defense. So that's a difference of 5. So he's been grievously wounded. He's now going to strike back. But his fight is now down by 2. That means there'll be no mod to the roll. He rolls a 9. I didn't do anything for... Well, I'm not going to worry about it. I should have done defense, but I didn't. Didn't need it. I got a 10. But that's only going to give a plus of 1. Oh, that's enough for a stun. I should have done that. I may have stunned him last time. So he is now grievously wounded and stunned. But return to Athos. Athos is going to do an attack. The other guy cannot do anything anymore. That's 11, 12, 13. Defended by 3, so that's over 10. He is gone. And that fight is done. Wow, these musketeers are powerful. You can see why they're the heroes, and I'm not sure this is a balanced game. The other fight. This is Porthos. Porthos is going to do the same thing. 4 attacks, 1 defense. I'm going to defend. Is that the answer? I think that's the answer. Roll to see priorities. Porthos is initiative 2, so he's a 3. The Garde is also a 3. So we have to roll again. Because of the pluses, that's actually a 9 for Porthos. So Porthos is first. So Porthos is going to go ahead and play an attack. I'm thinking about using a ploy here. I might as well. That's going to give him 3 dice. The defender is going to attempt to defend. He's going to attempt just to do a parry. So that's going to be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Not a great roll. 13 against 13. It's tied. The parry is going to have worked. That was the right move on his part. Except now but he has no attack, so he cannot attack. So he's going to pass. It's going to go back to another attack. What the heck? I'm going to do that again. He can't have done that 3 times, right? Maybe he can. That's 14. Use the last one as a defense. 4 get through. However, he does an extra one because he's powerful, so it's 5 get through. So that is a grievous wound. This fellow has been grievously wounded. And that is the fighting done. That brings us to the end phase. And we now have to roll the morale rolls. We're going to roll for the morale test for the Cardinals men. They rolled a 7. They're not at half strength yet, but they're close. They do have commander, so that drops it to 6. Standard morale for all war bands is 7. So I rolled 7. Would have been equal, but it's actually going to be lower. So nothing happens. They remain steady for another turn. Go to turn 6. And this game cannot last much longer than this. All right, so we're going to roll. Again, the Cardinals are going to go first. Well, the first thing I'm going to do then is I'm going to shoot with Captain Ormond. He doesn't aim this time. He has sharpshooter. He can roll twice. I keep forgetting these roll twice things. I'm going to go ahead and shoot at Artemis, I think. Range over 3. That's an 11 plus his shoot skill of 2. Not going to re-roll that. 13, we subtract 6 from that, so that'll be 5, 6, 7. That becomes the basic attack score. That's going to hurt. That's probably, I think that's a critical wound. That is a critical wound. Aramis is down. Does Aramis have anything he can use against that? He has lucky. He can force a reroll of any 1 die rolled. I'm going to go ahead and make him reroll the 6. and instead he gets a 3. That would have lowered us to a 3. That does save him. That goes from being a grievous wound to only being a light wound. Aramis is not dead. He is just wounded. But he has used his lucky roll. And now they get to move. And I think what I need to do is close. We need to get rid of Armand there. The beat up Roquefort will enter to that fight there. Porthos is already in a fight. So we'll close up here with Athos. We're going to go ahead and do the fight with Aramis first. I rolled a 5 plus an initiative of 2, so that's 7 for Aramis. Roquefort's going to be the same thing. To roll off. Armand is only a 4 and a 5. All right, so here's Musketeer. All right, so it is going to go Roquefort, Aramis, Armand, and the Garde. We're in the same situation we were before, except now I'm going to take 3 attacks and 2 defenses. This is going to be a rougher fight, so that's what Aramis is taking. I'm going to take 3 attacks and 2 defenses for Roquefort. Armand is 4. He's going to do 2 and 2. And the last guy only gets 2, and he's going to take them both as defenses. I forgot about the minuses. Roquefort would not have been tied. He wouldn't be first. It's going to actually be Aramis first. And Aramis is going to attack. I'm going to attack Roquefort first. Roquefort is going to use a defense. He's going to go ahead and use riposte, I guess. No, he's going to use parry. Aramis rolls a... He's down 1. So that's 10. He rolls a 13. 13. Roquefort rolls 2, but he's down. Well, he would have been up 5, but he's only plus 3. That is tied. That is not good. Now it is Roquefort's attack. Roquefort is going to attack. Aramis is going to parry. So Roquefort rolled really low. He only rolled a 3, and he's down. So he's down 2. So that's 6. I should have done a repost. 6. Aramis. Aramis gets 14. Yeah, Roquefort would be dead if I'd done the right ploy there. But I didn't. Now it's going to go to Armand. Armand is going to attack. This time I will repost. Armand's fight is 4. And he rolls a 10. That's not great. Oh, still successful. Aramis gets 5, so he's going to get hit for 5. Is a grievous wound. It is Aramis's turn. Who does Aramis drop? I think I need to try to kill Armand. We're going to attack Armand. Armand is going to go ahead and use a parry. Wow. I roll a 6. I'm at a grievous wound, so I only get a plus 3 to that. So that's, I rolled 12, 2 6s. 12, 13, 14, that's 15. The defense, also high. That's an 11. Armand is not hit at all. And his fight is 4. Those are tied. So nothing happens there. That's not what I needed. Now it is going to be a grievously wounded Roquefort. Cannot do anything special against him. Roquefort's down 2. I only rolled a 5, so he's got a plus 3. So that's an 8. I can beat this. Ooh, I rolled a 4. I'm down 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now it's going to be Armand. Armand is going to do an attack. Cannot defend. 5, So he is at 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I cannot stop that. A 6, so he's dead. Maybe things are fairer than I thought they were, because we are technically losing. I'll have this next fight here. That's going to be Athos. Athos can come on pretty hard. So I want to go ahead and put 2 defenses, I think. And they're going to have 2 and 2. We roll to see who goes first. Athos's initiative is 8. The first guardsman is 4. The second one is 8. Between Athos. Ooh, it's actually going to be the both guardsmen. It'll be guardsman, Athos, and guardsman. So the first one is going to do his attack. I will go ahead and try a repost. The attack. I can probably beat that. 6. 9. I beat it by a 3, but I suffer 2 points because it's a repost. So the only effect it's going to have is as a stun. But that's not bad, particularly not when he was the attacker. It is now Athos' turn to attack. Guardsman is going to try to parry. Rolls a 9, so that's 14. 14 to 12, so that's 2 points in return. That's going to be a light wound. The guardsman is going to attack. Athos will use his last defense. He will do a repost. The guard gets an 11. He wins. He wins by 1 point. He stuns Athos. Now the turn goes to the first guard, but he can't do anything. He's used up all of his points. So it goes Athos, who will attack. Now he's going to go ahead and attack the unwounded guy. The unwounded guy is going to defend. That's all he can do anyway. He's going to parry. He's not going to parry that. That should have been 16. It's going to be 15 because of the stun marker. To 8. So 7. So that one is gone. And then the very last fight, Porthos and this fellow here will roll off to see priority. The priority goes to Porthos. Porthos is going to do 4 attacks and 1 defense. To a typical one-on-one, as we've been doing left and right. Porthos is going to do his attack, and he's going to do the mighty attack, giving him 3 dice. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I forgot to put the point for the defense, but that'll be a parry. 19. He gets a total of 7, so 12. He was grievously wounded anyway. So he is gone. Rough turn. So now we do morale rolls. King's Musketeers do not do morale rolls because they are fearless. The others, however, we're going to roll for the Cardinals. They roll 7. They are now over 50. So that makes that 8. It goes back to 7 because they have a commander. So 7 is equal to 7. So their morale is holding. And we go to turn 7. We roll for priority. Okay, this time the Musketeers have it. Oh, I forgot to roll. I have to roll for the stuns that are still out there. So we'll roll for Athos. He gets a 2, no effect. We'll roll for the guardsman he's fighting. That's a 1, no effect, and those are the only stuns. Porthos needs to get those guys involved. He needs to try to avoid getting them to join in that other fight. So he's going to walk over to here. Attack. I guess technically that's him. Because he would have been an inch, couldn't pass him, so he stops him. So he's going to move into the fight with him. He can't move. He's going to go ahead and move the fight with Porthos. And that is going to be the fight. So let's do the Porthos fight first. Porthos is going to do 3 and 2, I think. Got a lot to go through. Roquefort, he's 5 as well. I'm going to do 3 defense with him and 2 attack. He's in bad shape, so I'm going to try to help him out there. Armand, he's 4. I will give him, I did 2 and 2 last time. Let's do that, 2 and 2. And the last one we'll do 1 of each. Hopefully that'll keep them having to fight. We have to roll for initiatives. Porthos. Porthos is a 5. Roquefort is an 8, except he's down 2. 6. And Armand is an 8. He's down 2 as well. So it's both of them before me. Oh, and I still have left one. It is all of them before. That's not good. All right. We're going to start with Roquefort. He's going to do an attack. Should I repost? I'll repost. The attack, that's 10. So the total is 10. To 6. Not good. I'm going to use my Weapon Master. And I got a 6. So that's 11. So I beat it by 1, which would normally have only done stunned, but I have powerful. So we will go ahead and put that on him. He's got a grievous wound and a light wound. It is now Armand's turn. Armand is going to do an attack. I'm going to do the riposte. Oops, wrong one. Going to do riposte again. Armand is uninjured. He's got a +4. Only rolled a 3 though. So total of 7. That I can beat. I need a 2. I got a 6. That is 6 plus the 5 is 11. So that puts me 5 above him. The Factions of Riposte though drops it to 3. The powerful brings it up to 4. It's a grievous wound. It is now the guy behind me's turn, the guardsman. I don't have any more defenses, but that was on purpose. He's only got a +2. He rolls well and gets a 12. I'm not going to be able to stop that. That's an 8. So that's a 4. It's going to be a 3. It's going to be brought down to a 3 because I'm tough, which is good because that hurt. But now it is my turn. I'm going to go for Roquefort. So I'm going to make an attack on Roquefort. Roquefort is going to... He's going to parry. I'm now only at a +4. That's 8, 10. I beat him by 5. Powerful attack makes it a 6. He's gone. Didn't even need the powerful attack. Armand is going to attack. I only rolled a 5. He's got +2. So that's a 7. All I have is my defense. I rolled a 5. I am light wounded, so that's a +4, so that's a 9. So no, nothing there. So the other guy is going to attack, the nobody. And I don't have any ploys. Only rolls a 5, so that's 7. All I can do is roll my basic. I go to 4 plus 4, 8. So no go. I'm going to attack. He's going to parry. I'm going to do a triple. So that'd be 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 points to his defense. He's grievous. He's down 2. That's 7. 5. That's a second grievous wound. He's gone. And that's the end of that fight. We roll to get rid of stuns. We'll roll for Aramis first. He does not get rid of it. And neither of them get rid of their stuns. And we go into turn 8. And we'll roll for priority. prior to his musketeers. I'm going to roll for initiative in Porthos's fight. So it's going to be the other guy first. Okay, no biggie. 4 attacks and 1 defense. He's attacking first. I'm going to use that defense to do a riposte. On his attack. Rolls a 7. And he gets a +2 to that. So he's got a 9. He's not off to a bad start. I'm probably not going to beat that. 3. I'm down with a light wound to 4. He wins by 2. That's a second light wound, which makes that go to a grievous wound. That's starting to hurt. He's going to go ahead and do a ploy, and he's going to do the big attack he likes. Other guy's going to defend. He's going to parry. 13 is the number. The parry gives 2 dice. That's 9, 10, 11. So that's 2 points. That's a light wound. He is not dead. The turn is going to keep going on. Well, unless they run, which could very well happen. The other fight, roll for initiative. Rolled badly, but still, the initiative is going to go to Athos. Athos is going to take 4 attacks and 1 defense. And the other guy's going to take 1 and 1. Athos attacks. He's going to go ahead and do the extra attack. The guy's going to try to defend with a parry. Wow. Bad roll. Okay, that is still 9. 9 to the parries. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he takes 4. That's going to be a grievous wound. It is his turn. He's going to do an attack. I'm going to do a riposte. 5, 6, 7, 8 to 10. So that's a difference of 2, which is going to be a second light wound, which makes a second grievous wound, which makes a, if I'm doing this right, makes him dead. We have a morale roll. He rolled 12. Yeah, he's gone. He's going to run out of there. The game is finished. At the end of turn 8, there was only 1 turn left. Wow, that was a bloody little fight. Fairer than I thought. A couple mistakes, but still mostly fair. Well, there you have it. I thought the points might not be equally spread out, but it turns out it was a pretty close game. The Musketeers are expensive at 38 points a person compared to like 4 to 12 for many of the normal figures. And because of that, I had to have a huge number of players on one side. This is really an enjoyable game. It gets bogged down very easily if you play too large of a game. But where it works best is somewhere between 6 and 12 figures at a side. You could play probably even less, particularly really talented figures. And this one of our whole sides only had 4 guys on it. A lot of fun. The game kind of went a long time, but it is really very quick. And I don't think it's a great game for videos. It probably dragged a bit to watch the multiple fighting and the having to make the options on how to spend your attack points into your defense points. I felt while editing this video that got kind of hard to follow and kind of dull. But when you're involved in it, when you're actually running the game, it's really embracing and really grabs your attention. I think this game is probably the second best game I've had to feeling like you're involved in an actual fencing match. Oddly enough, the game that I think does that the best is Moonstones, which is a fantasy game and not where you'd expect that. But this is right up there. I really enjoyed the game Ronin. I've really enjoyed this game. And I hope you enjoyed watching the video here on Cry Havoc Wargaming. If you've enjoyed this video and found it all useful, I hope that you will hit like. If you have any ideas for further content you'd like to see us produce here on Cry Havoc Wargaming, we look for those in the comment section down below as well. If you have enjoyed the video and would like to receive further notifications for videos like this one that may help you determine how to better spend your tabletop wargaming time or money, then I hope that you'll hit subscribe and ring our notification bell. Till next time, cheers.